At Legacy and Carbon, we're creating monsters. Monsters. Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Man, I love posting videos of my athletes, including my sons, doing box squats. Now, when I post these videos, some people are like, not a real squat, not to full depth, not a real squat, not using a regular bar, using a safety squat bar. Oh, cheating, half rep, partial rep. Shut up! Oh my goodness, you guys are so dumb. Not because you're calling a non-squat, but listen to me when I say box squat. Why are we doing box squats? Well, my job as a coach is to make people more explosive, more powerful, stronger, able to generate more force so they can run faster, hit harder, pivot better, all these things. But people look at that, oh, not a complete squat. No, it's not. It's a box squat. Now, there are usages for this, right? There's high squat, high box squat, low box squat, 90-degree box. You have a lot of different variations. I generally use a bench. Now, here's why. Generally speaking, that gets people to around 90 degrees, slightly lower, slightly higher, depending on the height. But I'm not going to have 20 different boxes in there. So we just utilize that. We can load it safely. Now, I will not have my athletes, unless I don't have a safety squat bar, using a regular barbell for squats. That's dumb. When are they on the field like that? Why would I have them like this? Shoulders in a compromised position, pitches you forward. It's weird. When I have a safety squat bar, I'm able to brace. Whoo, boom. Activate the core. You're holding it here, not here, here. Coming down, the box serves as something cute. You know how low you're going to go. You get down, you gently touch the box, you explode up as fast as possible. There's two ways to do this. You could do heavy with bands, heavy without bands. You could do it light with bands. You could light without bands. You could do it for speed. You could do it for power. Do it for strength. Do it for everything. And people act like that's the only thing we do for leg training. That's the only thing we do to simulate a squat position. I love slant boards. We will also do safety bar squats with the slant board coming where their calves are actually touching their hamstrings, all the way down, activating their VMO or their vastus medialis. It's where all the muscles come together, all the tendons, beautiful things, strengthens your knee. Look, all these people post these videos. These videos like, hey, clamshells, they're not going to prevent ACL tears. Mini bands, not preventing ACL. Let me ask you this. If a kid can hold 400 pounds in his hands without his knees going in or having valgus, able to hold it steady, if I have him and I take another kid who can barely have 100 pounds in his hands and is already having his knees cave in, already seeing some imbalance, already seeing some shakiness, which one is more likely to get injured? Which one is more likely to tear an ACL? Pretty easy question to answer. I'll also ask you this. I ask you this. I don't care about that data. I like data. I use data. All of our programs are centered around data, but I also have my data. My fellow legacy coach Bryce's data. I've coached personally thousands of athletes, lost count. I've coached entire teams. I've coached an entire soccer club with hundreds of players. The year before I came into a soccer club, they had 11 non-contact ACL tears on their girls' teams. Director comes to me like, hey, I want you to fix this. I'm like, all right, I got you. How much you need? I'll do it for free. I don't want to see kids injured. I don't need the bag. I'll do it for free. I had 6 months with these girls leading into the season. Guess how many ACL tears we had the next year? 0. Guess how many we had the following year? 0. Knock on wood, it's bound to happen. I can't prevent any and all ACL tears. Contact especially. I'm talking all. Contact, 300-pound guy falls on your leg, you're screwed, right? But non-contact ACL, I believe, are completely preventable. So out of the thousands of athletes we've trained, thousands, I'm talking over 10,000 athletes combined, between high schools, colleges, you name it, not one ACL tear. We've brought a lot of people back from ACL tears. We've never had an ACL tear. The reason is we're doing things correctly. And it's not because of box squat, but that's just one of the components of the program we built. We're hitting that vastus medialis by doing those ATG, ass to grass, right? We're hitting that by doing those slant board squats, getting deep in the hole, deeper than they kick without the slant board, because we're taking out the whole calf and ankle mobility issue. Going deep on that. We're doing split squats. We're doing rear heel elevated split squats. We're doing Bulgarians. We're doing reverse lunges. We're doing single leg Romanian deadlifts. We're doing all these things. We're doing lateral moves. We're doing Cossacks. We're doing all these things. But people look at one medium like, you don't know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You know, partial squat. Acting like that's all we do. Acting like that's all that's to be done. There's a time and place. I'm not creating power lifters. That's a whole different program. Y'all can have your damn power lifters. At Legacy of Carbon, we're creating monsters. Monsters. We're bringing 40-yard dash times from 5.3 to 4.6. We've done that twice. Twice in the last year, while adding 35 to 50 pounds on an athlete. We've done it. We have the testimonials to show it. We have the numbers. Those are easily measurable. I don't care. I don't care if you think that my box squats are incorrect. I do know that I need to load an athlete. I do know that I need to load them in the safest way possible. The safest way possible is a safety bar squat using a box. You even look at Saquon Barkley. That's right, Saquon Barkley. Look at him squatting. He uses the box. He uses the box. I added in, well, Bryce and I went down to Dave Tate's place, right? Went down there, Elite FTS. I was on his podcast. And I'm like, hey, how far is your warehouse? It's about 20 minutes. I said, load me up, baby. I filled my Yukon Denali XL all the way up with these SSBs. Legacy of Carbon, we have SSBs. When we're training kids at a high school, we don't use them because they don't have them. So we'll make do what we have. But what do we do a lot of the time? We front squat. Well, what if they don't have the mobility? We'll use straps. Why am I going to put a kid in this position? Why? So they can say they squat. I don't care. On the football field, no one cares how much weight you squat. They care how hard you hit, how fast you run, how much impact you have. When the scouts are looking at these kids, picking them up, by the way, last signing day, only one of our high schools, we had 3 kids going Power 5 D1 schools. Here's the reason. Because they ball out. Because they perform in the measured tests. Because their 40-yard dash is crazy. Because their body weight has gone up. And because they're performing on the field. Oh, hex bar deadlifts, those are cheating. Cheating who? Cheating gravity? You're picking weight off the ground. Why would I want you hitched forward with a straight bar when I could have you in a neutral position, lessening the chance of injury, also decreasing the time it takes to teach someone the movement? The problem is everybody thinks they're geniuses. The bottom line is we all don't know everything. There is always something new to learn, and that's why I'm always learning. If I go to a conference and I see something another coach is doing, be like, I'm using that. You know, you look at our programming, use a lot of conjugate. We use a lot of exos. We use a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, what are we trying to do? I'm not trying to make an athlete a champion powerlifter. I'm trying to get them into the best possible D1 school, D2 school, D3 school, NAIA school, or simply to be better on the football field so they can ball out for their team. Let's talk about pre-workouts. See, a lot of them just get you spiked and then you crash. The crash is crazy. When I take a pre-workout, I don't want my heart beating out of my chest. I can't do a set to failure with that. No, I want something that gets me focused. I want my mind to just go, I'm gonna get all the weight. I want my body to feel like I can go crush it, make the gains of my life. That's why the pre-workout I use is Ambrosia Kinetic. Ambrosia Kinetic is the greatest mushroom-enhanced mind and body performance booster pre-workout ever created. Go to tigerfitness.com now. That's tigerfitness.com. Coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, MAHA. MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. And you get 10% off, not just Kinetic, but the entire site. Go to tigerfitness.com now, save and make the gains you've been wanting. I'm trying to develop young athletes to be great high school athletes, potentially great college athletes. We even got guys in the NFL. I don't care. I'm going to keep posting them, and we're going to keep dominating, keep growing, creating monsters, guys. We're creating monsters. But the bottom line is, when you get in this line of thinking, the whole like, oh, it has to be full range of motion. I agree. You have to elicit full range of motion. You have to go through the full range, but not every time. I'm not Mr. Mike Israel. I'm not Dr. Mike Israel just talking about hypertrophy. Mike would probably agree with me. There is a time and a place. If I'm trying to create hypertrophy, yeah, maybe doing a 90-degree box squat isn't the best option. But look, man, I've trained these kids. We have to take them to levels that hypertrophy doesn't go. Because on the football field in the fourth quarter, they're going to face adversity. They're going to face things that bodybuilders just trying to build muscle aren't going to face. This isn't the same thing. This isn't apples to apples. It's apples to telephone poles. Completely different things. So yeah, we're going to go past failure. Yes, we're going to go to exhaustion. Yes, we're going to run you until you puke. Because guess what? Athletics are about more than how big and strong you are. They're not trying to be Marc Lobliner. I'm a hypertrophy guy. I'm a bodybuilder. These athletes aren't bodybuilders. They're athletes. I am not training to perform. I'm training to look a certain way and to age gracefully and to be able to function at a high level. I still do these movements because I have to, because I coach them, because I like being powerful and strong and fast and mobile. But these kids are better than me. There's a reason why they're D1 college athletes and they're going to the pros. My job might maybe go to the pros. There's a possibility, right? My responsibility is to make these kids bigger, stronger, and faster. And we're doing it. And if box squats are a part of that program, which they are, look, man, if you can take 500, 600 pounds, brace yourself, come down to 90 degrees and come up. Is anybody going through a complete range of motion on the football field? No, they're not. If you're in that position, you're probably about to get injured. You're coming out 3-point stance, you're at about 90 degrees or less. Or more, right? You're coming out of that stance, pow. But we're still going to work everything because we have to build muscle too, right? We need hypertrophy. So we're going through that full range of motion. We need single leg. We need to go through the full range of motion. We need the mobility. We need all of that. But I'm not going to do it through a squat. I'll do it through a goblet squat. I'll do it through an SSB slant board squat. But you're not going to catch me with athletes having them do normal back squats unless it's all we have. Again, in our facility, we picked out the equipment we need. We need this. Cool, we'll get it. We need 15 hex bars. Done. We need 5 SSBs. I think we have 6. Done. Well, we have a transformer bar, so that's pretty much an SSB. It's not the same. When I'm training my 11-year-old for football and wrestling, I am not going to have him be a power lifter. Now, if we were training for powerlifting meet, let's throw it in there. I'm also Team Trap Bar. Team Trap Bar. Jerry G. Filippo just did his podcast. Team Trap Bar. The one exercise we know can improve your 40-yard dash time. It's scientifically documented. It can improve your 40-yard dash time. Why am I going to risk injuring a kid or having a longer learning curve? That time I could have been loading you, increasing your 1RM or your 3RM by 50, 70, 100, 200 pounds. We have a baseball team locally here in Franklin. We have a baseball team. Everyone on that baseball team is deadlifting over 300 pounds, except for a couple freshmen. Every single player, it's a baseball team. If I was spending that time trying to teach the proper way to do a snatch, I would have lost 6 months. 6 months of making this kid better. Come on, guys. It's about strength training. It's about creating monsters, man. I'm not trying to create friggin' like bodybuilders. That's a different type of training. Don't miss me with that. When I do my training, you're going to see that BS that you hear online. You're going to see all the Israel and the Nippert stuff. You're going to see the full range of motion. You're going to see all that stuff, the RIRs and all that. But when I'm training athletes, we need to make them better on the field. And one tool in the toolbox to do that safely safely. Remember, safe. Let me tell you this. Since I've moved to this area and we opened Legacy, I've seen 3 broken backs. 3 broken backs from high school training. Because these coaches go in there, there's a lot of kids. Next thing you know, they're toying around, they're doing back squats, regular deadlifts, maybe some incorrect plyometrics, boom, they break their back. I'm not playing. 3 broken backs. I think that's in the last 2.5 years. 3 broken backs. How many injuries have we had in our weight room in 2.5 years? Just take a guess. I'll give you a second. It rhymes with Nero. It's 0. We train smart, we train hard, we train heavy, we create monsters, period. So look, if you're going after hypertrophy, there is a place for the box squat. There absolutely is. Because you're loading. You're giving your body that feedback where that might, if your sticking point is in the middle of the squat, that might make you stronger at that. It's going to provide some neural adaptations. And also, dude, you're loading your muscle. You're overloading your muscle. I'm not talking about stretch-mediated hypertrophy. I'm talking about loading your muscle. That's part of growing muscle, right? So I'm not saying replace all. I'm not an idiot. I'm not saying replace all of your full range of motion movements, but there's a time and place. Box squats are awesome. And if you can afford one, Elite FTS, I don't have an affiliate code. I love Dave. Love him. So support him. Look, man, a Kabuki, love y'all, but the Transformer bar, I'll take an SSB. I have a Transformer bar, and it costs like 2 times more than the SSB. SSB weighs 65 pounds, that beautiful pad. Whew, you don't have to hold on. You could literally hold on and self-spot yourself if you have to. Team SSB. That's me. So look, man, I'm going to keep box squatting. If you don't like it, if you have kids, you want them to go ATG and do your regular barbell squats, not my kid, don't care. When he gets injured, don't come crying to me. Look, it's not my problem. I'm here to create monsters, but I'm also here to make kids the best they can be. And if that's one of the tools in my toolkit to do that, you're gosh darn right I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep doing it because it works. Because I'm loading them. I'm loading them. And they're squatting. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, and of course, shop at tigerfitness.com. Coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, save 10% at tigerfitness.com. I'm Marc Lobliner. That's not a game.